So hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video, and today we're going to take a quick look at Prisma Dual Cleavers. Now, as is to be expected, the Prisma version of the Dual Cleavers are an upgrade over the original Dual Cleaver, so they have higher status chance of 25% versus the original's 10% and faster attack speed of 1 versus the original's 0.833. Now, just like the regular Dual Cleavers, they do 35 damage per hit, but the damage distribution is tilted more towards slash, so the Prisma version has a lower impact and puncture damage of 3.5 versus the original's 5.25, and they have higher slash damage of 28 compared to the original's 24.5. So overall, the Prisma version is slightly worse against shields and armor, but they are much better against fleshier units. What makes the Prisma Dual Cleavers and even the regular Cleavers one of the best crit weapons in the game is their very decent critical chance of 25% and their humongous critical multiplier of 300%. So while the base damage of the Prisma Dual Cleavers is not very high, when they crit they do an absolute truck ton of damage. They are also a Mastery Rank 3 weapon, so basically anyone can use them assuming they can get their hands on them, because right now you can only get them from Barakatir or trade for them with other players. And as far as the polarities are concerned, they have a VS standard and they have a dash in the stance sword which matches crossing snakes. And just a nice as a bonus, the Prisma Dual Cleavers are one of the few Prisma weapons that you can actually recolor. So if you're an edgelord like me and you're running black and red all the time, you don't have to worry about the faux pas of running around with bright blue weapons. The build I chose for the Prisma Dual Cleavers is pretty simple. It's just a one Forma build and all I did was add a V. Now the stance I'm using is crossing snakes because it matches the polarity, and honestly it is my preferred stance for the dual swords. I don't really like the other one. Then I'm running primed pressure point for more damage. If you don't have it primed, it doesn't really matter, you can use the regular pressure point. Then I'm using the Blood Rush Body Count combo. This is sort of a no-brainer on a crit melee weapon. Body Count is going to provide us with a longer combo duration, and Blood Rush is going to give us crit as we build up our combo counter. Then I'm using Berserker to take advantage of the high critical chance we get through Blood Rush to give me some attack speed, and Justice Blades, which is an augment for the Dual Cleavers. The Justice Blades augment adds 100% extra melee damage to Dual Cleavers, so it's essentially a slightly weaker version of Pressure Point that stacks on top of Pressure Point, but it's only usable on Dual Cleavers. But on top of that, it also adds the Justice effect, where if you have the Dual Cleavers out and you're going full melee, once you acquire enough affinity, it will explode, dealing 1000 blast damage to enemies around you. It will restore 25% of your maximum health and temporarily increase your armor by 25% of your Warframe's base armor. And you can get this augment if you're the rank of Protector or higher with the Steel Meridian Syndicate, and it costs 25,000 standing. And this turns the Prisma Dual Cleavers from a really good crit weapon into an absolute monster. And that's because mods that add raw melee damage are incredibly powerful, because they affect both physical and elemental damage. And the higher damage you have, the higher crits you're gonna have as well. Then I'm using Organ Chatter to take the ridiculous 300% crit multiplier and turn it into 570% crit multiplier. This is extremely powerful. And finally, two elemental mods based on the faction I'm going up against. So against the Infested and the Corrupted, I'm gonna run Shocking Touch and Fever Strike. Against the Corpus, I'm going to run Shocking Touch and North Wind, and against High Level Grenier, I'm going to run Shocking Touch and Molten Impact. I can't even tell you how excited I was when Barakatir finally brought this weapon back. I mean, this is an absolute monster of a crit weapon. The damage it can do is disgustingly good, and thanks to the high slash damage, it is perfect for desecrating Necros, because it will dismember almost everything you hit. I cannot recommend this weapon enough. If you can get it, go and get it. And I know I'm kind of late because Barakatir is gone and he's not going to have it for a while, but if you see someone selling it for a low price, or if the chaps at DE decide to bring it back for some event, get this weapon. It is really fun and really good. The only downside I can think of is the range. It is pathetically short, but it is not that big of a deal because the stance party matches Crossing Snakes, and the Crossing Snake stance has some pretty good high mobility combos with dashes and leaps. So as I've said already, there is no reason not to get this weapon. If you can get it, go and get it. And that's pretty much it for the video, so I thank you very much for watching as always, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.